100% of the effort and calorie expenditure of walking, sprinting. For a kangaroo, when they're walking, they walk only on the back feet. When they're walking, they go front feet, back feet, tail, front, back, tail every time. They're called pentapeds because they're walking 5-footed. The tail provides as much of the force for walking as any of the 4 feet. When they're jogging or running, it is only on the back feet, and that's what puts the springs into motion. So when they're hopping or running top speed, that's what activates the springs in the legs instead of the walk front back tail. So to hop at 8 to 12 miles an hour is the exact same amount of energy as walking. To run at the speed that the group would run together, like if they're fleeing from something, is like 20 miles an hour. That's like 1.3 of walking. Where for us, that's 8 times to 10 times the effort. For them, it's 1.3. To be doing top speed, 45 miles an hour, getting it done, is like twice the effort of walking for a kangaroo. And that is why kangaroo can cover extreme distances with very little extra caloric expenditure. Because they're looking to cover, as I said, 15 to 20 miles a day on about 700 calories. So the springs are what makes it happen, not muscular strength that sends them forward. The kangaroos have a super unusual system of reproduction. A kangaroo is a marsupial, that means mammals with pouches. Buddy, you're welcome to walk up and pet these guys. Do you want some food to feed them? You want to feed them out of your hand? Now let me get you some food. Leave it alone, I'll come down. You can either feed them with a dish like this, or you can take it out of the dish with your hand and feed it to them. Hey. I'm on a kangaroo encounter right now, then I will. Ratata? At once? I don't even understand how that's possible. Well, I mean, they have a smorgasbord. So the kangaroos are marsupials. Marsupials almost all have 2 uteruses. Kangaroos are no exception to that. The kangaroo, after its first pregnancy, will essentially be pregnant every day of the rest of its life. It does have to be refertilized for every subsequent pregnancy, but it will essentially be pregnant for the rest of its life. The way that works The gestation for a kangaroo is 33 days. Fertilization to birth, 33 days. When it gives birth, it's something the size of a jelly bean. That jelly bean has to crawl on its own up to its mother's pouch and latch onto its teeth. I grew up seeing Winnie the Pooh, so I thought pouches went like this. They do not, they go like that. So it's not as far to crawl as you might otherwise think, but they have to crawl on their own to their mother's pouch. When they latch onto a teat, they do not let go even once for at least 90 days. During that whole 90-day period of time, mom is making something more similar to colostrum than milk, because she's essentially nursing an embryo. At 90 days, thereabouts, the baby starts to nurse and release, nurse and release. That is what shifts the mother over from making colostrum to milk. The baby will continue in the pouch to 6 months is the first time it will stick its face out of the pouch. 7 months is the first time it will jump out of the pouch. If you were ever going to have friendly kangaroos, 7 months is when you start feeding them their bottles. That all sounds pretty normal. From there it gets weird. So a kangaroo continuously makes a chemical similar to pitocin, which is what you give to a human female to induce labor. Kangaroo makes it all the time unless it is malnourished or dehydrated. The kangaroo, when it is making the pitocin, it takes 2 days to build up enough pitocin in its system to induce labor. When baby kangaroo comes up to the pouch and latches onto a teat, the act of nursing creates a second chemical that puts a blocker on the pitocin. So it normally will not birth another one if it is only nursing one. However, if the first baby does not make it to the pouch within 2 days and latch onto the teat and begin to nurse, the fire two, birth from the second uterus. So every time that the kangaroo births one, it has 2 opportunities for a baby to become a viable embryo. I'm not just standing and listening to me growl. But so suppose that the first baby does make it to the pouch and latch onto a teat, and it does turn the blocker chemical on the pitocin. What happens to the second baby, right? Second uterus also pregnant. And embryonic diapause. Embryonic diapause means that the baby just freeze frames in utero. Does not progress, does not regress, remains exactly the way it is from 33 days until forever. So the baby kangaroo can remain just freeze frame on the ready to be delivered on 2 days' notice for days, weeks, months, or years. There's 2 things that will make the mother be ready to deliver another baby. Those 2 things are, number 1, it stops nursing whatever baby it is currently nursing, so that takes the blocker away, and 2 days later it births another one. The second thing would be if the mother became overweight. If she physically gets too high in body fat content, it will double up the production of the pitocin to bypass the blocker, cause it to birth a second baby. But then once there's 2 nursing, it doubles up the amount of blocker. It can't possibly birth a third. The kangaroo, if the second baby comes up to the pouch after the first baby has already started drinking milk instead of colostrum, one teat will start over with colostrum while the other one continues to make milk. So that's the only animal I'm aware of that can make 2 different products with 2 different teats at the same time. When I look at the kangaroo, I see a T-Rex. Big, huge, powerful back legs, big, huge tail, little tiny, essentially useless arms. The head doesn't look quite the same. But and I think, what if a T-Rex could jump like a kangaroo? I mean, I believe there's fossil records to show that they walked like this, but imagine if this 6-foot animal can jump 35 feet. What could a 20-foot tall animal gets built the exact same way to jump? I mean, imagine. That would just be terrifying. What are you guys up to?
Going to the house now.
Oh, good.
Did those filters, did you ever get those filters?
Which?
I think
This should be down downstairs in the closet down there. And, you know, you gotta move the crib in my room, and you gotta reach up under the big piece of furniture in the living room.
Sir.
And, it would probably be good to do the fox cage, even though it's on Tuesday.
Well, I have it.
Oh, did he?
And he said,
All right, excellent, thank you. So the names of these guys, that one right there is Max, that one there is Ruby. Ruby and Max are both 10 months old. These two are Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry are, oh, that's a cute picture. Tom and Jerry are both 12 months old. They'll continue eating bottles in here until they are 16 months old. At 16 months, the unneutered male will be about 30 pounds, the female will be about 23, and the two neutered males will be somewhere in between those two numbers. Can I take that picture? Can I use it? That is a super cute picture. We have a car guy at all. My vet was here last night. We're standing there. His finger for the air in the tire. Yeah, the valve stem just exploded. This truck was just sitting there, sitting still, nobody's near it, just pow! Blew the valve stem out. No. Super heavy with those big debt boxes on the back. I don't know if that was it or not. Pretty surprising. So what questions did you all have about kangaroos? The world record for a kangaroo is 6 feet and 7 inches tall, standing on the ground. So from its nose to its tail, that kangaroo is more than 8.5 feet long. His name was Roger. And if you saw a picture of this guy, he looked like a scary dude, but he actually was a friendly kangaroo. Let me look on him.
Give me a minute.
I'm coming up.
Yeah, let's go figure out where to put these on with the big. I'm also curious about it here, huh? Curious about it here, huh? We're over there.
This is Roger the kangaroo. He's known for being extremely muscular too. First time I saw these pictures, I thought they probably were photoshopped. Big dude. That kind of shows you a little bit how tall he was. video of catching him, because that would be internet famous right now. Because it was, you know, a ways away from here. We found it was hopping along a fence line. And so like the fence line is right here. And I took one step back from the fence, so it would go in between me and the fence. And pow! Just caught it in midair like that. And I was like, yes, I am the greatest! And I was like, oh, if I'd had a video, it would have been worth the hour and a half he spent chasing it.
How long ago did you start?
We've lived here for 6 years, and we started Airbnb in the cabin down by the water. And I had horses on the property and chickens, and people would always be like, hey, can we ride the horse? Can we check out your chickens? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then one day my wife said, what if we got a llama? And so Cusco, the llama out there, has been here since he was orphaned at birth. And he is 4 years old now, and hasn't met a stranger just yet. And then, you know, once we had the llama, I think that, what did we get next after that? I don't remember. It all kind of proliferated after. Really, when the camels came is when everything kind of went ballistic. And Abu, the camel, is my favorite animal on the farm. He's sweet, loving, sort of a dork, and he thinks he's my dog and follows me around. And I used to have emus out here, and when I would be picking up emu eggs, the emus would chase me, and my camel Abu would chase the emus. When you scroll back in TikTok, the ways there's a couple videos of Abu chasing emus, and he's jumping around and running. He looks like a Great Dane puppy that hasn't quite figured out its feet yet. And then we did the sloths because I really, really wanted an ethical sloth encounter where people could come and interact with sloths in an appropriate way. Because in my personal opinion, there are many, and in the opinion of a lot of conservation organizations, there are a lot of sloth encounters out there that do not handle their sloths ethically. That, you know, as often as somebody will pay them, they'll show the sloth. Ours do 2 hours of encounters per day, 2 people in an encounter. And so it's harder to sign up for an encounter here, but when you do, my sloths genuinely enjoy human contact. They actively seek human interaction, and they love to sit in your lap and snuggle. And so I just really wanted to have a place where people could interact with them appropriately, and instead of, you know, as often somebody would put cash in their hand. That's all. They're patient for about 15 seconds to make a good photo. So if you want to flip me a camera, I'll show you how to hold a kangaroo, and you can get some pictures of them. So there's 2 things, 2 ways to hold one. Put your hand under their front feet like this, hold their tail like that, and like this. They get impatient with that fairly quick. The other way is to hold them by the tail like this, and put them back in your arm and hold it like a baby, like that. Not exactly like a baby, since babies don't have tails.
Okay.
So if you two both want to grab one, I'll get a picture of you two together. Sir, if you want to grab this one. If you want to get the family picture in the front right there, young man. So if you get it back into the crook of your arm, I won't stir it around so much. Make a hole right here and let it fall down in it. Oh, it's going to scratch you. Like this. Sit it down into the crook of your arm like that. There you go. All right. Maybe not. That kangaroo really likes you, buddy. That's cute.
Okay, I'll let you go. And then you go again.
Pretty good enough, I think.
Thank you.
That's not much.
Thanks.
So what do y'all do over there in South Carolina?
Um,
Oh, you said you were a kindergarten
yeah, I'm
teacher.
a kindergarten teacher.
I was cooking for them. I'm doing bus driving.
Oh, cool. You got your chauffeur's license done?
Working on
My wife, when she grew up in South Carolina, the seniors and some of the juniors drove the school buses. They didn't have professional bus drivers, and she said that her bus driver was sort of a hooligan and would just not take them to school sometimes. She said he would like grab the wires out from under the dash and say, oh, bus is broke.